I'd like to do is actually do a quick introduction to an interview I recently did with one of my affiliate marketers by the name of Brad Gudim. And the idea behind this interview was really to give some insight from our perspective in terms of running an affiliate-based business online, especially for those that are just starting out. And given what is the current scenario in the world, a lot of people obviously are looking at ways to start making some kind of income from home, where they're spending most of their time. And what you'll notice is that we'll be speaking specifically about a program that the both of us are involved in called Easy1 and give you some perspectives in terms of how that program can actually help people like yourselves who are looking to start out. And hopefully that will give a lot more insight and depth in terms of what you're looking to start with. So enjoy the interview. And you'll notice by the end of the interview, we do actually mention a specific link that you can go to. So please do follow the instructions around that and how you can actually benefit from that. Hope you enjoy the interview, and please also leave comments on the bottom. Thank you.
Hey, Internet friend, MagicBrad here with Synergy Cafe and now the rebranded The MagicBrad Show. And I'm here. I've got someone on the other side of the planet. This is kind of fun because I'm here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And Siddharth, you there?
Yep, I am. How are you, Brad?
You are. Where are you located right now?
I'm currently in South Africa,
Wow.
which is, yeah. And yeah, one of the countries right at the bottom in Africa.
So what's the time zone difference there right now? Right now it's 3 p.m. here in the United States, Central Time.
So it's just after 10 p.m. In the night.
You should be sleeping.
I should be sleeping, but yeah, I've got better things to do.
Dude, the entrepreneurial spirit, because that's what we're going to talk a little bit about. You know, I've on that topic. Or no, let's chat a little bit, because that you're not on a beach. That's a green screen background thing, right? Yeah. Okay, this is my room. You know, that's what I find fascinating about this internet thing. It's amazing what's going on these days. I remember back when you used to have to make a long distance phone call and it cost you $30 or $100 to call. Right now,
correct.
Everything is free, and quite honestly, you could do it from your phone. You could walk. I could be walking around in a park, on the golf course, talking live. It's amazing.
I mean, I've actually used the power of the phone itself to do a Facebook Live, to shoot videos for my YouTube channel. I mean, all of us actually have the ability to be content producers. So we are really blessed at this particular time to have those kinds of devices and actually have that power, to be very honest.
Well, you know, I've been self-employed pretty much all my life. When I was a little kid, I was the kid that went to the candy store and bought a bunch of candy. Then I'd resell it at school, and you know, I'd buy it in bulk and resell it at a profit. So I was a capitalist early on in my life. And these days, especially, you know, in these times of this coronavirus thing going on and people can't connect in person, so businesses have been impacted significantly. A lot of people lost jobs and don't know what to really do, where their future is going to go. And I'm kind of segueing into what you're doing, and also what I've shifted into from the events is the whole affiliate marketing. I think a lot of people don't know what it is, and the way I've been trying to explain it, the best I can explain it, is it's the middleman. It's like Amazon is an affiliate marketer, essentially. The whole Amazon, a bunch of merchants selling their stuff, they're the middleman that provides the platform so the customers can make the purchase, and then they take a commission. Right. That's kind of what it is, right?
Yep. I think what I would go on to further add, Brad, is that, you know, when I used to grow up, and I remember people, especially my family, used to speak about starting a business, there was a lot of things against it, because one was lack of money. The other was, you know, trying to build something which we would call a traditional business, which is offline based. So there's a lot of things you have to think about, like inventory, cash flow. And what I like about affiliate marketing, as you rightly mentioned, is I think it actually allows a lot more people to start a business right from their home, especially during these times, as you've said, with very little capital to start. And that's the reason I believe that it's still going to be the future, because it's going to give a lot of power, to people who are actually going to have that ability to start a business and build something that's sustainable in the long term.
Yeah, and I personally somewhat don't even like to call it a business, because if you think business, okay, there are things you have to do with it. You should get protect your name and get a assumed name and a tax ID and all that kind of businessy stuff. But some people think business, okay, I got to hire a bunch of employees, I got to rent an office, I got to get a bunch of office equipment. That's not the case with being able to just earn an income online. Essentially, all you need is a product to sell and then a PayPal address to collect the money. That's all you really need. And with these affiliate programs, oftentimes all those things are set up by the person that created the program, right?
So that's a very important point you mentioned, is that whole aspect of creating something. There are structures already in place where you just basically, as you said, become the middle person that comes in and takes advantage of that structure that's there. And you essentially will earn from, obviously promoting that specific structure.
Yeah, and like a lot of these programs, these affiliate people end up thinking complicated. I mean, I do it all the time. Your brain is expanding, always creating, so you're always thinking of other things. But when you hone it down, you keep it real simple. It's basically just a product, and people think like, what product? There's Target stores over here. I think they have an affiliate program. Amazon has an affiliate program. There's all sorts of different products and services that have affiliate programs. And then there's training that you can buy into, like what I want to mention a little bit later on. I've got a URL that we can tell people about. If they don't know what a URL is, that's that www.com thing. Some people don't even know that. And you don't really have to know all that complicated jargon and all that. You really just have to be able to look at a product and refer it to somebody. And if they like it, they buy it and you get a percentage of it, right?
Correct. Yeah. And that's the beauty of it, is that you could literally start, within the next couple of minutes by just going to a specific place and creating your platform immediately. And, that's what I love about the internet as well, that allows you that ability to do that.
Now, one of the things that I want to share, because I see a lot of people that are promoting things on the internet, and oftentimes all they talk about is the money. And as soon as you just talk about the money, because I'm not sure what the laws are over there, but over here there's a thing called a Ponzi scheme. It's just a money game where you're just getting money from people and then you're circulating it, laundering it, and doing all this stuff. And some people think that when they just hear about the money. So, like, one of the programs that you're involved with it and I'm involved with it, we're both selling it. It's called Easy1 Up. And what's inside of it is education, where it teaches you the basics of just like going to grade school. You start as a first grader and you work your way up to sixth grade and then go into junior high, senior high, graduate, go to college. It's on like an ascending level, and you learn. Like, one of the first things you got to learn is the entrepreneurial mindset and understanding that you can't just sleep in till 11, 12, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You got to get up and you got to do some work, right?
Yep, that's correct. Learning is a critical aspect when it comes to starting any affiliate business. And as you rightly said, the business that we're in is all about education. Education, I believe, is still a very powerful aspect of anyone's life. And if you take into account today's times, you really need to think of a way to upskill yourself. So why not do that while building, this kind of affiliate business, where you can also learn some new skills that are going to be really applicable in today's current times, and not just today. I mean, going forward, everything really is going to sort of move online, and that's the time you actually need to take advantage of something like this.
There is a little bit of a delay from here to there. So when you start talking, at first I can't hear you, and then all of a sudden I can hear you. So there is a little bit of audio delay. So if you want to keep that in mind when we
Sure.
talk. But
sure.
The expenses of going to university or college versus getting involved with some kind of affiliate program, like some of these things they start, you can just kind of dip your toe in the water at like 25 bucks. And that's a very affordable in comparison to going to college, right? And then of course they go up from there, but you can kind of just taste it without having to, take out a mortgage on your house or anything.
I mean, that's what I love about an online business is, when you think about what do I need to invest, sometimes people come to me and say, what do I need to invest? And I tell them, well, this is the amount you need to start with. As you gave an example, $25. And they're quite amazed because they don't realize that actually what is taken into account to build such a system, it's not a lot really. It's all about the educational aspect. And it's giving that ability to different people, as I mentioned earlier, where, they can come in at any level that they want and actually sort of start that business that they want to do online.
Another element that I think is pretty fascinating with the whole internet concept is it used to be like, if you got a restaurant on the corner, you kind of want to be the only restaurant on the corner because then you can, there's no competition. But with internet marketing, the world is your oyster, so to speak. So there's a lot less competing and more the ability to collaborate and work together. And that's kind of like what we're doing here. This program that we have available, if people are interested in it, I don't really care if they go to you or they go to me or they go to you or they go to me. It's all good. There's plenty to go around. If someone has that scarcity mindset and they're concerned about competition and that whole fear-based thing, the cool thing about doing this internet kind of based thing is when we do these, when I propagate this out on the internet, you put the affiliate links in there, people can find it from anywhere and they can find it while we're sleeping. It's that kind of, it's a 24/7 kind of thing. It's just fascinating.
I mean, it's really just building an online asset that's always going to be there. And I think that's the way people need to look at it. You mentioned something around competition. If I look at, for example, two brands, like a McDonald's or a KFC, in some way they're competing because each one has a specific aspect where they want people actually coming to them, and it's really the common thing is food. But as you said, in the online space, it's all about wherever people see you. If they find you, then obviously, you're going to benefit. And you need to think of it as an online asset.
Well, that's where, again, I think it's pretty cool that we can get together as a group and then be able to sort of pool our resources, if you will. Like as an example, if someone's really good at the SEO, which stands for search engine optimization, if someone's good at that, and then somebody else is really good at copywriting, and then somebody else is really good at like video marketing, and somebody else might be good at social media or Facebook ads. If you put that group of people, even if they're not with the same organization, but you put them together working on their primary skill, that's what's going to generate the traffic. And then you can basically share that traffic and create an abundance of the traffic and then be able to share it rather than staying in your own lane all the time,
And that's the thing, for us, as you rightly said, creating that synergy where people come together and help others as well. I think that's the biggest aspect for me, is that I can actually empower other people with my online business and see the benefit for them. Where a lot of people focus on the money aspect, but if I can actually see someone really doing well and benefiting for themselves, that obviously gives me greater satisfaction, and that's what I want to see, is to empower other people as well.
Well, that's another thing, how the education in one thing can leapfrog over to another. Like say the entrepreneurial education, the concept of being persistent and consistent and not stopping and keep on going forward. You could take that out of this business and then put that into maybe the concept of your relationship. Maybe you got a rocky relationship, but you want it to keep going. So the persistence and not quitting. And so it could sort of duplicate into another element of your life. And I think entrepreneurship is great for that.
So, I mean, if I look at my life, I mean, I kind of come from a very traditional kind of mindset where it was all about doing the 9 to 5, working a number of years. And as you said, spending all this money, on a college degree or whatever. And then as time went on, I realized, the power of the internet. And I felt, there's so many things I can do with this that meet a lot of my needs and requirements as a person. And just by starting this kind of stuff, I've actually seen a lot of benefits, which is actually making me a lot more confident. And in doing things like this, where I'm doing this, interview with you, if I think about it, a couple of years ago, the idea of doing such a thing on the internet never actually hit me until obviously I started getting to, this online space and getting the education, as you said, that has really helped me move in that direction.
Well, I'm going to mention that URL pretty soon here, but I wanted to also address something you just got done saying as far as the typical 9 to 5. What I see with that is the 9 to 5, there's only 24 hours in a day. So you're limited there. It's already stuck. You can only work so many hours a day before you fall over from, just exhaustion. So you're limited with that. Then you're also limited because your employee justifiably can only pay you so much because they got to run the business. So there's a limit on the salary that they could possibly pay you. They may not be able to give you a raise. So having a job, even though if that's your thing, if you want to have a job, knowing that it's limited. Like my brother, I just saw him yesterday or Sunday, and he said he likes his job. He really likes his job. He likes doing that, but it is limited. Whereas with this internet thing, you're only limited by how much more fuel you want to put to the fire. Like if you got something that's working for you and say you're like buying advertising for it, pay-per-click or something like that, and it's working, why not put a little bit more money into it?
Very true. And it is a mindset aspect, but, based on the education that you said, one of the most important things that's in there is also mindset training, because, it's a pretty critical aspect to have as well. I think a lot of people, when they get into this kind of space, what I want to stress is don't just think about the money aspect. Think about how you develop your mindset and what you're building for your future, which is actually going to benefit you in the longer term, to the point where you probably don't even have to think about your 9 to 5 anymore.
Right. You get to that place. I mean, it's always been, I learned a long time ago that once you get $1 over your expenses, you're financially free. So if you can create that income coming in that's $1 over your expenses, then you're free to be able to do whatever you want. And the nice thing about the internet is it's always running 24/7 doing something. So you got to work it once in a while and use your phone and do things and keep that ball rolling. And there was something else I was going to mention and I forgot what it was. But that happens sometimes. But it was about the whole mindset kind of thing. But I want to share the domain name, and I will put it in the links and stuff below too. But the domain name we've got for this, it's Our Magic Deal. And what I did was I got that domain name, and that goes to a system that will toggle between your affiliate link and my affiliate link. So that's a system, an example of collaboration that you can do with someone that's on the other side of the planet. We're working together, and this goes up. It's going to go on to YouTube and wherever else I put it. If people find it and they click on it, I welcome them to join Easy1 up with either yourself or myself. It doesn't matter, whatever that person feels like. If they vibe with you, then they should go with you. If they vibe with me, they should go with me. Or there's plenty of other things out there for people to join.
Yeah, and I want to stress as well, for us, it's all about, this is just one project, obviously, that we're focusing on, but because we are working together, there's so many aspects that we can help people with. And as you rightly said, it doesn't matter who you actually sign up with. I think at the end of the day, it's all about how are we helping others out there to change, their life and make something better, not just for themselves, but for their families as well.
Well, I talk to people online. I used to do a lot of interviews with coaches and consultants and lifestyle people and all that. They're doing their passion. And it's amazing sometimes when a person doesn't realize that, I'm working with a guy right now that he's considering joining Easy1 up with me. And he's a sales trainer, but he's kind of done with that. He doesn't want to do that so much. And he likes going on the golf course. And I said, this is what you should do. If you love golfing, get your phone out, set it up on a little tripod, do some little putts and enjoy yourself, and get a YouTube channel going, some little golf tips and things or golf hacks, and keep that going. You can be on the beach, you can be on the golf course, you can still run all this business remotely. That's going to drive traffic. And then he's going to attract like-minded people that are also interested in golf. And there's plenty, I'm sure there's golf affiliate programs that are hooked up with some retail store or something. He could sell golf equipment and put it on autopilot.
Yeah, so I mean, there's no limits really. You know, if you have a certain passion, I can guarantee you that you can find something that, you know, uses your talents and your passions to elaborate a lot more on that area. And you can actually find products or services that you can promote as an affiliate. So it's an infinite potential that you have in the internet space.
Yeah, I'm in the event business, and weddings are a big portion of the whole event business. And I found a company that sold bridesmaids dresses, and they did it all online. They would take the measurements, they'd email them in to their system. They'd make the bridesmaids dresses with the specific names, and they'd mail them out to the bridesmaids, and it was all done online. And I earned commission from that when someone orders a, you know, 3 or 5 or 15 bridesmaids dresses.
Yeah, and as we said, you know, if you're building something like a YouTube channel from the education that you get, that you've learned, I mean, you're going to have videos that are going to remain there. And then, as you said rightly, Brad, you know, the traffic that keeps coming over time, you kind of are creating a system that is actually going to be there like an online asset.
Yeah, and like I said, you do have the ability to add gas to the fire. If I see a video that's getting a lot of views and comments, and I'm saying, hey, this is working for me, I can go place a Google ad to drive more traffic to that YouTube video, and targeted traffic.
That's very true. And as we said, all the education is there. You can learn all of that through this process. You know, so there's a lot of things you can tap into by being part of Easy1 Up.
I'm going to put that link in the bottom of the YouTube video here. So if you want to poke around on that, but I don't like to do these too long because there is one commodity that we've all got, and that's time. There's only 24 hours in a day. And I don't want to take people's too much of their time because maybe they want to join and implement, you know, just jump right on it. So I'm going to sign this off, but I want to do some more of these with you. This is very interesting, talking to somebody on the other side of the planet about a common interest.
Definitely. I would love to do more of these and definitely inform the public about what they can do and what's possible online.
Okay, Siddharth, I appreciate you taking the time, and we will communicate later. Maybe I'll connect with you on Facebook. We have a little chat, but I'm going to sign this one off and beam it up to the universe, as I say. So peace, love, and happiness. I appreciate you taking the time today.
Thank you, Brad. Really appreciate it. Really enjoyed it.